We're very excited to show you the portal today and all the awesome upgrades that we've done to it. So the first thing I'm going to start with is just some basic navigation inside the portal. In the top right-hand corner, you'll see a bell icon, and this icon will glow and let you know that your downloads, any downloads that you have, are ready to pick up. The question mark button is to access the Help Center, where you can find articles and videos and also open a support ticket. And the third button here is to log on to the portal. Looking over to the left-hand side of this page, you will see these three buttons here where it's the home page icon, the district and school page. This is the way that you can navigate throughout the portal and jump to a different page. Taking a look at the center of this page, you'll see that it has your school's main contact information, general information, your EOS program targets, and survey information. Right below this page, you have 4 tools, and the first one that we're going to start with is survey tracking.
As Beata gets that ready and cues this up for us, I do want to also preface this by saying that before you can really track your survey and know what your progress is thus far, you're going to have met with your partnership director, who will get everything in place with you to plan the launch of your survey to staff, students, and their parents, and get you to the stages of you being ready to track how your progress is progressing along the time of surveys being administered. So this will look different for some schools, but everyone will be able to track once you have your links for the survey and you have started surveying.
Right, so you'll click into survey tracking. You'll then be taken to a main survey tracking page where you can see progress on your student survey and your staff survey. And below, you'll see student survey progress by grade. From here, you'll go back to the main school landing page, and the next tool that we're going to look at is the Data Explorer. And if you're in fall survey progress, this will be particularly helpful for you. We're going to jump to that Data Explorer, and we are going to take a look at the Student Data Overview table, which exists under Default Views. Default views are tables created by EOS by default, and then My Views are any views that you've created and saved under your ID. Third item here are the Shared With Me views, which are any lists or tables that your partnership director shares with you. And again, let's go back to the Student Data Overview page. We're going to survey, and we're going to select No to get a list of students that have not taken a survey. From here, you can save this table, and of course the orange banner at the top will let you know that you need to save this table if you'd like. Once you're done doing that, you can go ahead and download that table.
Oh, that's really neat. I just want to jump in there really quick. I think, the shared views just came out, and that's a really cool thing for your partnership director, who works really closely with you through the process, so that they help you set your targets, get your survey started. But once you have that data, this is a really great view because it combines your enrollment data with also the survey responses as they're coming in. And so to be able to slice and dice that data how it best suits you, but also to work with your partnership director to help accelerate that process so they can share some views that they curate and that's custom to your school. That's really cool. So it's been neat to see that just out of the box recently. So thanks a lot.
I also wanted to piggyback on that. With my schools, we are kind of looking at school initiatives or district initiatives that they have as well. So knowing those factors that they're looking at this year, we're able to manipulate their data in a way that helps them to support their district initiatives and give them a different view on students as a whole before zooming in on them one-on-one with their student insight cards. So 100% Stuart, this is absolutely what we're doing in the field. And I can say that our schools are loving it so far.
Great. From there, we're going to jump back to our school's main landing page by clicking the school button at the top. which will take us back to our tools page, and this is where we're going to select data narrative. The data narrative is a place where you'll be able to view all of your student insight cards. Essentially, you'll be able to select your outreach table. Again, under your default views, you'll select the outreach table, and then you'll apply any filters that you'd like here. For example, you can choose curriculum program interest and filter it by subject to figure out which advanced courses students are interested in. From there, you can further essentially filter by using the group by trusted adults. Of course, save it if you'd like to, and there'll always be a banner if you haven't saved it to remind you.
This is also extremely helpful to Beata because some of our schools are not only targeting for AP courses, but they're also looking at IB, ACE, and other programs in the building. So being able to filter by subject area of interest allows us to also identify additional students for additional course opportunities or advanced coursework that may be offered within a school's community. So this is a great tool to utilize.
Awesome.
That's really cool. Within the trusted adult tabs, that's kind of a neat thing to be able to click across. Like if you had science specifically, and there may be, a few trusted adults that you wouldn't have thought of as a science, a related topic for that trusted advisor. That's helpful to see that, which students have highlighted that person as someone that could reach out to them to talk to them about engaging on that course. So that's a really cool way to slice this table and get right to those students by which adults, so they can have a conversation quicker, but also on a level that student's going to really engage with that staff member because they already have that rapport with them. So that's pretty neat.
I just want to jump over again to the save as. So after you save your table, if you make at least one change to the table, you can save it. And of course, they'll appear in My Views. And if you ever want to rename or delete a view under your login, your ID, under My Views, you can click the ellipses and rename or delete the view. The other item I wanted to mention on this page is that once you download this, your downloads will be grouped by these trusted adults. And also you can drop down on these filters and clear these filters if you'd like to start over. And of course, if you want to see a student insight card on screen, you would click onto one of the photos and you can close out filters and say bye to view the student insight card.
Wow, that's really cool. I like the student insight card. I think it resonates with our districts quite a bit. I'll let Candace speak to that, but where we were talking about Data Explorer, where you got that first full table view of everything, that was cool because it was combining the enrollment and the survey data. Let's look at the aggregate, of your student body at your school and how things are kind of grouped together. But then coming over to narrative, that's a cool place where you can really visualize your whole student voice on this insight card. And it's really a key pillar of our service offering that it brings in visualization. So I'll let Candace talk a little bit more about how that resonates with your schools.
Absolutely. I was totally going to say that. There's also a caveat to this that, like, no matter how close you are with your students, some of the information on these student insight cards you would never have an opportunity to gain from students. And as a classroom teacher, when I first saw an insight card, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so appreciative to have this information about a student because it helps tailor my conversations and making sure that a student gets what they want out of their educational experience and giving them that little bit of choice. So there's so many categories here that Beata, I'm sure we'll get into on the student insight cards. But some of these things allow further insight as to maybe why a student has not taken an advanced course or how you can motivate them in a certain way to make sure that they're enrolling in a course that they'll do well in. So this is a great way to increase opportunities and gather some information that you might not have known about a student prior to them taking this survey.
Awesome. Now we're going to go back to your school landing page by clicking the school button here at the top, and this will take you back to tools. The last tool that we're going to look at is reports. You'll click into reports and you will be taken to your opportunity chart. Candace, anything you'd like to say about the opportunity chart?
Absolutely. This is one of the first charts that schools or districts see when they initially meet with their partnership director. A lot of the goal setting before we go into surveying is looking at how many candidates we might have for advanced course opportunities, and then looking at what our goal would be in terms of who we target to register in these courses, and making sure that all students have equal opportunity in a school community to take courses of interest and that align with their long-term goals. So this will look different depending on your school and your population, but know the goal of the participation rate is to always increase opportunity for students in all subgroups and make sure that we are being cognizant and strategic about recruiting students for advanced courses to make sure that they're also successful in these opportunities.
And of course, you can also download your opportunity chart by clicking the download button. And once your download completes, you'll be able to pick it up here in the bell button and download it onto your computer. And now that we're done with reports, we're going to go back to the main landing page by clicking the school button here at the top. Takes us back to, again, the school landing page with the tools. And we're going to show you the Help Center. Anytime you have a question that you want to search or search by keyword, you would click the question mark button, which will take you to the home page of the Help Center, where you can type in by, again, a keyword or a title. But also at the bottom, you can have articles. You have articles that are by user, by data leave, district and school leaders, teachers and staff. And then, of course, our most searched articles at the bottom. Currently, we have two main most searched articles. And the first one is the portal student data columns, where you can look up the definitions of student columns that you want to understand a little bit better before you add them as filters to your data sets. And then the second one is an article in a video on how to get started in the fall survey season, where to find things that you're looking for. And from here, we're going to go back to the main page. Again, this is your main page with all the 4 tools that you'll use for fall survey season and beyond. And we're going to end it there and go to live questions.